Hi everyone, welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mentions with me, Marianne. Welcome to your weekly collective general reading for all signs, all inclusive, all welcome, always. And I want to thank you first and foremost for taking the time, and time is so incredibly precious. I realize that more and more, and I'm sure all of you do as well. And so that in itself means a great deal to me. Thank you for the subscribers and the appreciation and the support and all the things that are happening now. And I hope for the remainder of the time that I'm doing this, which I hope is for the rest of my life. And so thank you very much. Now I'm going to be doing a few things for those that are new. I am a psychic intuitive channeler and definitely a spiritual, metaphysical enthusiast and cheerleader for everybody who understands what that means or wants to be a part of that. This is the safe haven for you to do so. I will be doing readings every Monday for the collective. I do monthly readings for every sign. I do have the ones from December, of course. I apologize, December and actually January up. So I will be doing the February very soon. Wow, okay. But anyway, I'm going to just speak one thing, if I may, and I won't belabor it, but to say that what's really important for this collective, which is really for the week starting on January 13th through the 19th, is the full moon in Cancer, which will be fully effective around 5:22 or some, don't quote me on the exact, but pretty close to that in the evening, around 23 degrees Cancer. And, the 5:30 would be Pacific Standard Time. And it's so potent and so much about emotion when it's Cancer. And Cancer is ruled by the moon, so it's particularly comfortable in the sign of Cancer. And as far as emotion goes, I don't even, sometimes as much as I understand and I get it in as far as the accuracy of astrology and on a collective basis, as far as the planetary alignments and what happens in the times and the explanations and from history and from going forward, no doubt, it's just phenomenal to me because the watery aspect of Cancer and all water signs, Pisces, North Node in Pisces as of yesterday. I'm actually recording this on the 12th of January. Excuse me. As of the 11th of January, the North Node has gone into Pisces and will remain there through 2026. So, I'm sorry, I want to say 27. Lots to say about that. Also water. Emotions, love, compassion, heart-centered, vulnerability, sensitivity, incredible, intuitive, psychic, and profound, prophetic energies that can be experienced by all of us. With this energy, helping and inviting us to utilize those gifts we all have. If you have water placements, of course, I feel there's going to be, you're a little more prone to maybe more of an energizing, notable reality to that, but not necessarily. I mean, it's not concrete in any one way or another. However, I just wanted to say, like I said, that I have to put out this incredible need to ask that everybody utilize their hearts, especially in this full moon, to pray for all the people in the LA area of California that are experiencing the loss of their homes and all their belongings and all the things that I know. It means different things to other different people, but it's a lot, and there's a lot of it happening, and it started last week, it's happening right now. It's this present moment. So I always emphasize the power of the presence. Any prayer, any loving energy will be felt. It's the consciousness. It's why I love doing a collective reading. And it's so incredibly healing, but it's also, once again, it's because of our emotional aspect that we all have, and the people that are so incredibly beautiful and selfless that are out there. It happens all the time. Unfortunately, it happens in times like this when, there's such devastation or crises. It's not the only time, but it's, to me, one of the most beautiful recognitions of our spirit and our souls and who we really are. Even though we get it clouded sometimes, and I included, I'm not preaching here in any way, I promise. I just want to put that out there. And yeah, the family-oriented sign of Cancer, and how all these families are affected right now, and just knowing things can always be worked through, and they will, in divine timing. And I don't have answers for that, of course. I'm just simply a messenger. I'm a psychic intuitive channeler, as I said, and these things come through, and they're coming through all of us right now. So this is a beautiful time to utilize that incredible, passionate, emotional part of us. Now, just a day or so ago, possibly as a side effect of what's going on, and I don't like to get too immersed, in the sense that I am a massage therapist, so I like to be as grounded as possible always, and that energy would go into my clients, and you understand that aspect of it, so I do whatever I can. It's not always easy, but it is doable. I found myself, when I was not at work, just kind of sitting there and just, whoa, the eyes welling up. Maybe you've experienced that in the last couple of days. Maybe you didn't necessarily pertain to what I was just speaking of, but it's just reminding us, we are a human being. Our spirits are in this temple, right? But emotions are so important. And I admit, there are times I stifle mine. I do. I'm always wanting to learn the best way to stay grounded in that. That's a whole different thing. But to feel that we have these emotions, it's a beautiful feeling. I love it, especially because I am an air sign with 4 planets in air, which means there is that detachment. There just is. It's more mind. My mind is constantly going, and I want the two to meet. And I say on a regular basis, please open the heart. So I am rambling a bit, but I do like that about my collective readings, just to kind of connect. And, those that want to and who understand that you'll be listening, and I appreciate you. I take on so much with other readers too, and I value them, and I take what works and I leave the rest, is the best, rule of thumb. So we're going to start with the chakra check, though, like I said. And the chakras, of course, for those that are new and have not heard of this, all these energy centers that are in our bodies that help us to utilize the different specific areas, and, giving us our grounded energy and our creativity and our confidence and self-awareness and strengths in our hearts, and opening our hearts, and giving and receiving and loving and self-love, our throats to talk and be authentic, and to speak and feel confident about what it is we need to say. And our third eye and our crown, and then upwards to the 8th chakra. Come to find out, with this beautiful, lovely card. Forgive me, I'm trying to look and talk at the same time, or chew gum or whatever, but it's the color intuition deck, and I've had it many, many years, but I decided to bring it out, and it's interesting how that works in your life. You have something right in front of you, and you're like, huh. And I'm now going to use it as a regular thing for my channel. And so what we do is I just put it under here quickly, and this will be a focus that Spirit wants us to know on that specific chakra for the day. And it's just a great thing to do. I definitely always, as part of my rituals, and I have them, prior to going out into the world or doing anything else I do, it's just something I've established for a while in my life now. But I make sure that I ask to open all of the chakras. So there's, a freeness, and there's no blockages. There's no, something that's kind of binding them in any way. That will definitely affect your energy in general. We are all energy. And so I'm just, once again, I'm talking and doing it this at the same time really quickly. All right, so this is the third chakra. Excuse me, my throat chakra is definitely affected. Thank you. I'm not sure if I should go and run and get a thing of juice real quick or what. I usually bring it in here. This is our solar plexus. This is the third chakra up. This is about what I said, our confidence. It is the brightness and the willingness to take and understand our power and our abilities and our strengths that I think a lot of us, myself included, kind of aren't even aware of sometimes. And sometimes in matters of tragedies and stuff like that, we get this energy and this courage and it just comes out and you're like, whoa, that's been in me all this time. And it's reminding us of that. So I want to read to you what it says specifically as well, which helps us to, to keep that open and centered and recognized. So it says the third chakra, my body and personality are in harmony. Super important, right? I am strong, confident, and centered. I know who I am and the purpose for which I am here. What a beautiful feeling to feel that, and why not feel that at all times? We are all fully deserving of that. I notice in the camera, I can see the sun to my left over here, you're right. And yeah, that brilliance of the sun is there all the time, and it actually is so healing for us. It happens to be a particularly beautiful time in the last 8 days, or it'll be a total of 8 or 9, where the sun is out. As far as January goes, it gets cold, but it's very beautiful. We need rain, we've had it, but sun, it helps us to illuminate and to feel that energy and that optimism and that strength and confidence. So that is like a mantra that you could say as well to help keeping this particular chakra and all chakras in balance. And then I'm going to correlate this with the crystal that goes with the third chakra, and that is one of my favorites. It is the tiger eye. And, tiger, Leo association, Leo being, the fire energy, the power that ruled by the sun, the biggest star in the universe so far that I know of. The words associated being confidence, power, and purpose. And the tiger eye is just a beautiful crystal. And they come in different forms, but mostly a lot of times they actually look like it could be the eye of a tiger, and the color is like a lot of tigers are. And I'll just show you really quickly because it's right here. And it is just gorgeous. They have stripes. There's some, I hope you get a clear idea. I hope the lighting is okay for you as well, because I'm seeing it's a little streaky. It's so bright. Anyway, I put this in my beautiful necklace that I have the crystal quartz in from the last reading. And I'm going to use it and wear it to infuse. Oh my gosh, this came out of the bag. Nothing is more, oh my goodness. I don't do any editing, and it's pretty obvious, I'm sure, but this is all real and genuine, and it's in the moment. Nothing is in life is more important than your family. I don't understand where this came from, to be completely honest with you. It's a fortune cookie message. This was a gift, so honestly, but anyway, that spirit is really amazing and coming through. I've got to put that with the reading with the rose quartz, which is about the heart as well, and why I wore the pink. In talking to the collective prior to the readings, I always do meditation and talk to the signs I'm going to read for or whatever. And yes, the heart, the heart, the heart. Opening up that heart, center, heart chakra. And giving and receiving love is just, it's what the world's about. It just is. And so I'm going to put this in here, like I said, and I'm using the brown necklace. It has 2 that come with this beautiful gift and all the chakra crystals. So I'll put this on for you. And we'll start moving on to the reading. And I just want to say that I love the fact that I received this new deck. I can't have enough decks. Oh, they're so beautiful. And what I love about this is bear with me, I'm going to put this away really quickly. so I have a little more room here. It's so cool. I've seen a lot of decks, and there's a lot I haven't seen. But this deck has a statement about the actual meaning of the energies that come from the particular card, right? So I love that. So I'm going to be doing the Celtic Cross, and if you're not familiar with it, I love it. It is a pretty ancient form of doing a reading, and it covers a lot of the different aspects of our life. So I really like it. And I usually do that for the monthly readings, and I hope I can this month. We'll see. They tend to be a little shorter. This reading can go upwards of an hour. It will not be that long. I actually do have my son coming over today. He's going to help me do some things for this channel. It's a process, you know. I've been doing this for years, and I had to stop, and then I started and thought, I'm going to do a new brand, and really focused on color energy and chakras, and of course tarot, and definitely mentions of the astrology, the lunar influences on us every month. Whatever I said, you know, the oracle is just, there's some other ones I'll be bringing up, but I don't want to bring them up till I do it, because then you'll be like, well, what's going on? Why haven't you done it? But they're all, it's an evolutionary time for me. Oh, that North Node in Pisces is extremely powerful for the collective in regards to really showing our incredible creative side, our artist side, just imagining anything and then seeing it brought to life, you know, manifestations at their full-time highest peak. Oh, I'm excited about that. And the love and the compassion that's there, and the wanting to help and to nurture and to build that type of energy in your circles, in the world at large. We could go on and on. This deck, though, is called the Feminine Tarot. Oh, Neoteric. Feminine Tarot. And in the very, oh my goodness, the picture is of the Strength card, which is the Leo card, which is with the lion and, you know, knowing your strength. And like, generally there's a picture with the Rider-Waite-Smith depiction, one of my first decks and many people's. We use it as a reference a lot. And it has a woman with her hand in the lion's mouth. It's like, who does that? That's how much power we really have when we trust and believe and utilize it in the right way, you know. And obviously the lion could bite the hand off, but if it's done in a way with compassion and maybe just, you know, I don't know, that's my take on it. Unbelievable. Lots of coincidences so far. Let's see where this goes. So we're going on the reading now. And so the very first card is going to be the overall energy, which is the center of the reading, okay? Actually, I'm going to turn this down a little bit more because I'm noticing you're not really seeing the full picture of the table for some reason. Hopefully that'll be better for you. Okay. Overall energy for the collective for the week of January 13th to the 19th, Eight of Pentacles. Okay, this is grounded energy. We are still in Capricorn season, and we had that new moon on the 30th of December, 31st in some places. And that was so much about taking our success-driven power, you know, manifestations and just planting them in a way that we know they are going to be achieved. There's nothing going to stop you. It's not about time. It's not about a lot of the variables people tend to focus on. It's 1 foot at a time. There's a lot of retrograde energy we didn't speak of. And I want to mention also the new moon, in addition to the full moon, will be in Aquarius, an entirely different energy. It will be the air energy. That'll happen on the 29th of January, but we do enter into Aquarius season starting on the 19th, which is coming up this weekend. So innovative, you know, out of the box, Uranus ruled kind of what's coming down the pike as far as technology and world global things that we can do as a collective. Once again, huge, okay, vast. Nothing to be afraid of. I absolutely welcome it. Pluto went into Aquarius to stay on the 19th of November, and it's going to be there for 20 years or more. So it'll be a continuum. It's going to be seen. So a lot of these things are going to be happening, throughout the years, not overnight, but nevertheless, things we've never imagined in our life and have had hints of with other technology and health things, cures coming about. Eight of Pentacles, work, mastery, busy, working towards our dreams, working towards our stability, working towards our sustenance, anything with earth tangibility, right, that you can feel, see, and touch. The words on it, though, and this is what I'm going to love about this, just to confirm it and just to kind of cement it in, is skill, talent, craftsmanship, quality, high standards, expertise, mastery, commitment, dedication, and accomplishment. 8 is a power number. We're in a 9-year of completion. So this will be the year that you'll see things to their end in a natural way, and sometimes not, or things that come about. You're just, okay, that was not expected, but it was necessary for my evolution. Exactly what I was just talking about as far as what's happening in the world at this moment with people having to make a big transformation in their life. Now, on the other side, it's interesting. This would be the lesser energy. There's the positive and the lesser. Lack of quality, rush job, bad reputation, lack of motivation, mediocrity, laziness, low skill, dead-end job. Now, where do you want to go? Which direction are you? Well, I don't really believe for a moment anybody wants to go that way, but sometimes the energies can lean towards that and start to put us in that way. That's when we have to stand strong. That's when we have to focus on these beautiful chakras and powers and gifts and talents, and just be very, very, I want to say strict. With the North Node in Pisces, and now I didn't mention the South Node in Virgo, which is very much about the Earth energy and the, I want to say, very critical kind of like, let's do it this way. There's a set pattern. There's plans. There's a lot of that's going to be kind of, South Node is releasing all that. It's not going to be as concrete. It's not going to be, you're not going to necessarily know that because you put this foot in front of the other, you're going to go in this direction kind of thing. And I'm just saying, be open and mutable and trusting with this Pisces North Node direction that I think a lot of us are going to head, and well, we will, but it's going to be intentional. And I think it's a beautiful thing. It's having that belief in the unknown, the spiritual part of life, the things we can't see, but are absolutely happening at all times. I love this deck already. So that's the overall energy. What do you have in mind for yourself? What are your plans? What are you thinking about? Because with the retrogrades that we're in, Mars retrograde went from Leo to Cancer, and it will be going direct in Mars in Cancer on the 23rd of February. So, a good amount of time still in retrograde to review things and to kind of really put like I'm doing with my channel. I say it a lot, but I am one step at a time. Things are changing. I'm seeing the results already. I'm ecstatic. 30 plus years of reading and then just seeing like, okay, this is the year where it's going to happen. It's just how it works that way. And I'm very happy. And releasing the massage therapy aspect of my life, which will be about 25 years as of next year. A lot of incredible things, right? You can probably comment if you would and let me know what things are happening and transpiring in that very way for you. Then we have the crossing card. That's always going to be the blessings or blocks, okay? It's always a perceptum. It can be, I'll use that word again and say it properly. It is a perception and how you view things, whether it's a blessing or a block, right? I mean, the two same people could have the same circumstance happen, and one's going to see it one way and one can see it another way, and it's just like that. Once again, where are you coming from? Where is your heart? What is your heart saying to you? Listen to that heart. Listen to the intuition. Seven of Pentacles. There we have the 8 and the 7. This is the notorious card of, is the efforts I'm putting forth, are they worth it? Because there's a lot of effort that went into the 7 of Pentacles. The ultimate is the 10. You see the upward, stocks that have grown, and maybe stocks, and literally, I'm not at all versed in that. But of course they're important. And those will be changing as well. Just putting it out there. There's a whole new understandable change in the way that money is being perceived and used and so forth. I will not go into that. I am definitely not a finance person. I'm just being the messenger. So be prepared for changes like that. And so when it comes to finances and your earthly goods and your health and all of these things, you're really, really giving it a lot of thought, which generally happens in retrograde. So not only are we in the Mars retrograde, which is about our energy and our motivation, which kind of slowed down a bit, which is fine. We had the holidays. We want to kind of regroup. We've got a lot of stuff happening in the world. We got to really tend to our emotions and our hearts and just try to stay as calm and as, grounded, as I said, as possible. A little bit easier with the influence of the energy of Earth. Please go out in your gardens and take walks and do your breathing. That's such a beautiful thing. Our breaths are health. The breath is so healing. I feel like there is glare on the cards. I apologize. Let me read you what it says. Harvest, rewards, results, growth, progress, perseverance, patience, and planning. The opposite of that could be unfinished work, procrastination, low effort, waste, lack of growth, setbacks, impatience, and lack of reward. What you put into something is what you get out. What you think is what you will receive. Unbelievable, true, simple things, right? So we then go on to the foundation of your life and, what is happening as far as you're concerned in the fundamental, which is just extremely important for all of us, in all ways. It's like a house without the right foundation. It's going to topple, right? There's going to be some problems. You're going to have people coming in and helping, and there's finances involved and all this stuff and preparation for that. Start out with that great foundation. Remove things that will keep that foundation from being stable. Hence the South Node in Virgo type of energy. See what happens. Now, if this is another pentacle, it is not. I was going to say I definitely shuffled these so well, but it would be very interesting because we're in Capricorn season, so that means we're definitely feeling the energy. 8 of Swords, however. So the 8 of Swords are the air energies, okay? The Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Now, Jupiter is in the sign of Gemini and will be through June 9th of this year. And then it goes into Cancer. Another very strong, influential water element, which, falls differently in each person's chart. So that's something you can look up into. But Jupiter is benevolent. It's luck and it's gifts and it's magic. And it only happens every 12 years when it falls in our specific individual sign. And we all get affected, but more so if you're that particular sign. This is about our minds. This is about our thoughts. The air signs are all about, thinking and learning and growing on an intellectual level. And yeah, sometimes too much, to where we believe we're stuck in a way, or we perceive things as not being, able to be worked through, and all the fears that come through. We all do it, but I think air signs can certainly relate to it, and I work at it all the time. When I have these moments, and I say, let's go to the heart. Let me listen to my heart, the most intuitive organ in the body. You can look that up too. It's a phenomenal study of our beautiful, incredibly resilient hearts. And just know that, this is a passing thing. As long as you're willing to change your thoughts, your life will change. And the words are trapped, restricted, victimized, paralyzed, helpless, powerful, and imprisoned. None of which are good thoughts to have. So you want to let those go as quickly as you start to feel them coming in. The other being freedom, release, taking control, surviving, facing fears, empowerment, and surrender. I never really fully understood the surrender as much as I have been in the last 4 or 5 years. It feels so beautiful. It's just that feeling of, okay, these particular incidences and situations are definitely out of my hands. I'm going to ground myself and say, I trust, and I surrender. I surrender to allow things to unfold in exactly the way that they need to. I don't have to be in control of that. And things still do absolutely move forward. Trust me on that. So it's kind of beautiful in ways too, when you just absolutely say, I'm gonna leave it to you, universe. And it's a beautiful thing, and it feels very, very calming as well. Then we have your recent past. And you have the Seven of Swords. Now, the Seven of Swords has been showing up quite a bit. First and foremost, this represents, I mean, mostly it's been known for being, people that are not necessarily being straightforward. There's, stealing, there's gossip. There's just all sorts of connotations. Once again, the swords, thoughts, minds, words, fleeting. I mean, what do they always say? What other people feel about you, not your business, because there's always going to be somebody that's going to do or say something that's not going to be particularly in resonance with who maybe you are or how you feel. And it's not a pleasant thing, but it's not important, and it's not something that you need to focus on. And in fact, this is somebody who's in broad daylight being seen for their, what they believe to be getting away with something. And it could be yourself. It could be you kidding yourself about, wait a minute, that person doesn't really feel that way about me, or I don't really believe that about myself. And the list goes on and on, right? That's just an example. You're seeing a different way to go about things too. This can be a very positive sign and card for you, that you're like, okay, recent past, that wasn't working. I thought I could make it work. I'm kidding myself. This relationship isn't right. No more. Got to let it go. And that's beautiful. Those things are beautiful. 7 represents, working through. You've got lovely guidance and angelic, help always is what's coming through. So the words are lies, trickery, schemes, strategy, resourcefulness, sneakiness. I like the resourcefulness part though. That's the positive. We can all be resourceful in how we see things and how we work things through, right? Sneakiness and cunning. So those are I would call it the negative aspects. Confession, conscience, regret, maliciousness, truth revealed, okay? It's out there. It happens. It's not pleasant. It's great to know, though. I would much rather know the truth and nip it in the bud than be fooled and deceived, for a long period of time, or especially with yourself. Kidding yourself it doesn't work. So then we go on to the possible future, and we have Knight of Cups. Oh my gosh, there it is. There's the Cancer energy, there's the water, there's the Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Never to forget Scorpio. Also, all of the things I mentioned about water, but more of an intensity and a depth, the transformational sign of the water signs for sure, although all of them are capable of that, and they have that magic, like I said, that's pretty profound, and people recognize. I know many water signs in the fields of metaphysical astrology, anything, that has to do with the unseen, because they're feeling it. They know it's happening, and they get messages and dreams and all that wonderful stuff, which I think with Pisces in the North Node, so many of us are going to get some downloads that are going to be things that I can't even really express, but they're gifts, and they are ways to move forward. It did start with the overall energy of your your talents and your crafts and things, and just fabulous things. The Knight is the messengers, right? They are the messengers of these tarot, and the cups being, once again, the water element, which is about love, and it's about caring, and it's about giving, and it's about heart and compassion. Okay, so there could be some really beautiful, inspirational feelings coming to you about somebody you care about, or that you reach out to someone else, or you're just one of those people that are out there, like I said, helping these families that are struggling so badly right now. Idealistic, charming, artistic, graceful, tactful, diplomatic, mediator, negotiator. Oh, I like that. And the negative would be disappointment, tantrums, moodiness, turmoil, avoiding, conflict, vanity. Yeah, there's a lot of moodiness with a lot of water signs. They have such sensitivity. They're feeling the cycles and they feel things. Like I said, it's all about feel. So it can be a little bit off-putting, and it would change your mood. I mean, we all change moods, but that's something that, could happen. But very, very caring, and it just shows their sensitivity. So that's the possible future. Then we're going to go into the immediate future. What do we have for everybody? The Ten of Swords. Yes. Oh, for so long, and this is a pretty good depiction. It reminds me of the Rider-Waite-Smith. It's pretty clear. It's the swords, just the backstabbing, the end, the absolute rock bottom, as you would call it, right? And in a certain circumstance, relationship, work situation, it doesn't matter. It could evolve all of that. A home, end, new cycle, done. The birth of a new day, a new time, a new era. It's so prevalent this year. There's so much I'll talk about as we do the collectives, and the changing of the very powerful planets into signs like they haven't been since before my birth, and will not again for the rest of my life, no doubt, in many lives. So all this wonderful enlightening that's coming around, and it always involves a little bit of chaotic energy in order to clear the way for the best and the highest good, right? So, but this is very much about a new cycle. I think that was talked about. So let me just read to you. Ruin, failure, bitterness, collapse, exhaustion, dead end, victimization, betrayal. Survival, improvement, healing, lessons learned, despair, relapse. The lessons learned, right? Continuous lessons learned in this body, on this planet, in this lifetime, which is so short because it then goes on to more and many more and so forth, if that's what you believe in. But yeah, energy is real, and it doesn't ever die. It just transforms. And this has been proven scientifically too. So don't take my word for it, but it makes sense to me. Then we have the stem of the Celtic Cross, and that's going to be starting with the energy that you feel and see right now in your life, and how kind of a perspective that you're having at this moment, okay? At this reading, for example, and what you're hearing and what you're really receiving and taking in from it. You have the Two of Wands. Wow. This shows you're open for that new whatever it is, that new job, that new life, that new idea, that new manifestation. These are the wands, these are the fire, these are the power, these are the spirit. This is what gets us moving from our thoughts and our hearts and our grounded energy of planting the seeds to action and really materializing it. These are the the Aries, the Leos, and the Sagittarians. Oh gosh, yeah. Passion, 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 fire. Making sure your passion isn't too out of line, because fire can burn, right? Fire can really create havoc, as we are learning and have been learning for a while now. Planning for steps, making decisions, leaving comfort, taking risks. Got to do it. Getting out of that box, that Aquarian, Pluto, transformational, like what else is out there? Like I'm ready to emerge in ways I never even thought, but I can dream and I believe, and that's the Pisces part coming through so strongly. Bad planning, overanalyzing, not taking action, playing it safe, and avoiding risk. That can happen too. Your life will go on. It's not saying that you can't function otherwise, but what do you choose to do? It's a choice. There are two possibilities. Also, partnerships always come to mind, I think, when it comes to two, and it doesn't mean necessarily work or romance. It could be so many variables there, but I like it. There's power in numbers, and this whole Aquarian energy is about entrepreneurial energy, but it's also about groups and collective and working as a team for the strength and the united fronts that we need to do in this life to change the things that are not working. So then we have the environment card coming up. And what do you have? You have the Emperor, of course. Whew! Fire. Mars ruled, okay? First sign of the zodiac, Aries. Your strength comes back right around again. And that was the first indication with the solar plexus and where to focus. And staying as confident in the face of adversity, in the continuum of things that will come along our paths and then will challenge us, right? Strong, extremely capable Emperor energy, okay? The couple of planets I was starting to say to you that we'll talk about much more in the future will be going into Aries. So if you have not felt a confidence that you've been striving and wanting, it's definitely going to be available to you. I'll just put it out like that, okay? And I absolutely love it. And, Aries season starts in March. So around March, really, the latter part of April, we'll be finishing not only the eclipse season with the Pisces, Virgo eclipses, but also we'll have our last eclipse in Aries, which will be in March. I believe it's the 29th. And just full speed ahead, because we'll have almost been out of the shadow period. Well, not until April of the last retrograde. So I'm just saying to you, there's such incredible ability to transform so many things. And with the power and the confidence behind you to do it and to manifest. And there's really no stopping you, and also just, yeah, feeling confident and happy about that. That's your energy. That's what you're going to be feeling on a collective. That's what you're going to feel in your own selves, in your maybe in your environment, maybe where you work. You just feel like, okay, I can take charge. I don't have to rely on other people. I don't have to wait. I didn't read the actual words. I apologize. Stability, structure, protection, authority, control, practicality, focus, so important, and discipline. Negative are, less light energies, if you will. Tyrant, domineering, rigid, stubborn, lacking discipline, and reckless. Things to be aware of. They can go either way. There's a happy medium in there somewhere. So that's your environment. Then we go on to the hopes and fears. Oh, I love seeing these together too. The Empress. That is so, well, it's actually the card that represents a couple of signs. It's definitely a Libra card. It's Venus infused and, filled, which is the planet that has so much to do with love and power and joy and magic and, money and prosperity and imagination and creativity. And I forgot to mention, we also had Venus move into the sign of Pisces on January 2nd, and it'll be there through the 4th. So perhaps you're feeling some pretty special, like magical things happening in your life, that people are just doing things, and there's favors, and there's, you're at the right place at the right time, and you're creating some things that you're seeing some real results from, right? And there's this reference to a pregnancy, an actual birth, perhaps. You're having a child. I mean, one of the biggest transformations that we can have in a lifetime, to bring a child, and start that whole cycle again, you know, and everything about it. Once again, the family unit involved. And if it's not a child, of course, it could definitely be this project or this baby, you know, that you consider to be so special to you, and nurturing it and watering it and growing it and watching it just grow in ways that exponentially you couldn't even maybe have dreamt about, but you believed, you never lost sight, and you used your magic and you used your spiritual and your trust. And wow. So if anything, I would say this is a hope. I don't think it's a fear in the hope and fears category. The words are divine feminine sensuality, fertility, nurturing, creativity, beauty, abundance, and nature. Remember that nature. What a healing, beautiful thing nature is. It's right there for us. Insecure, overbearing, negligent, smothering, lacking growth, and lacking progress. Now, these are the very, very, you know, like, well, total different spectrums, aren't they? But there's always the part that is in the middle that works as well, and then you can raise it at any time and to fit your needs and your magic. So then we have the final card, the outcome for everybody for this week of, once again, January 13th. If you're just tuning in, thank you so much. If you like and resonate at all, please do me a favor and push the like. Definitely subscribe. This is how I will grow my channel, and I will be able to come back and just continue to evolve and to help you and to share what I can with you from the bottom of my heart, just from love, from a passion for a purpose. You have the High Priestess. Wow. That's a sign of Pisces. So we're all very, very, very influenced and affected by this energy, and we will continue to be. In the darkest of times, there's always a light, and know that we are creating in every single moment, and we have amazing powers and gifts and strengths that can be utilized if you fully ask for it and continue to work towards, you know, growing that in some way, whatever that is, step by step. As I mentioned, the Seven of Pentacles, all the other cards, that the new cycle of, you know, changing one thing, focusing more now and letting go of things that have been kind of a distraction for sure. The words here are unconscious intuition, mystery, spirituality, higher power, inner voice, listening to your voice, always and forever. Notice the pink and the lavenders. That's the third eye, the beautiful psychic intuitive gifts that we have. Repressed intuition, hidden motives, superficiality, confusion, cognitive dissonance. All the things you don't really need or want. Let that go, release it, ask to have it released, and you will persevere like probably you haven't in many ways or times in your life. And I'm so excited for all of us. I really am. Because we're going to need this kind of energy with a lot of things that are coming through. And it's so perfect. It's absolutely perfect. This is the healing of all healings, you know, through some of the tougher times. So I hope that you are understanding it, that you will recognize and maybe come back to the reading and say, oh, okay, that's pretty spot on. Or, well, I feel like I've learned something at least, and I feel inspired to create more and to be strong and to understand how important my desires are and my dreams and all the things that you work hard and strive for yourself and others. I'm going to do, as I mentioned, now I'm going to read a spirit animal card because I absolutely love this deck, and finish with an oracle message and just say that once again, I will never lose faith in the power of life, and I don't claim to know exactly what's happening, but there have been a lot of interesting things that have been happening and transpiring for me And as far as intuition, it's been pretty incredible and beautiful. I'm getting messages very clearly. I do have a Pisces rising. I don't know if I said that, but it's definitely kicking in right now. So it's a wonderful thing. I want to do, obviously, readings. Right now, all I have until I get things more organized in that way is I have a business. I'm a massage therapist of 24 years this year, and I do readings in person. And there is a link below that you can connect to, which can sign you up for a reading in person for sure, if you happen to be in the area. It's got the address and everything. And then also, you can also, what I'm hoping to have happen, and I would love you to email me in addition to, if you were to set up an appointment, where I could send you a video of your reading, and then we discuss the pricing and all that. But I want to get it even more simplistic and straightforward as the time goes on this month and forward, before that beautiful Emperor, Aries time when things are just going to be exactly as I needed them to be. I just had to prepare and then do the troubleshooting and all the things we do, right? In the meantime, I'll be doing readings, so these are free. For this reading, though, the collective for everybody, the animal is the snake. Well, how perfect is that? This is the year of the snake. So it's pretty crazy and wonderful. And let me read to you what it says really quickly, okay? It's just very, very interesting how it's so coincidental. And then I was just realizing my son is due to be here, and so I need to really stop this momentarily. It's gone on pretty long, like it usually does, but it's because it's what needs to happen. And so the snake, wow. Year of the snake, the wooden snake, a time of shedding and being adaptable and flexible and creative. You got the squirrel. So, healer, renewal, earth whisperer. Snake is the healer, transforming negative experience into healing medicine. Yes, sliding through craggy rock walls and fallen branches. Snake moves and matures, gliding silently, smoothly, belly upon our earth. Snake whispers that in order to survive, you must grow. And in order to grow, you must move amongst the friction of life, leaves, prickers, and jaggy stones. Experiences that seem to scratch you, bitter medicine, is what helps you out of your old skin. The old scales don't serve you anymore. Negative, uninvited, cyclical, hateful thoughts towards yourself and others will be released and replaced. Oh, I love the feelings. I love the feel of that so much. That's the Virgo as well, that South Node in Virgo. And replaced with gratitude and love for the mystery of mysteries, that is our existence and breath. Steer your thoughts, wriggle free, and give thanks so you can be renewed. I just want to end it right there, to be honest. That is phenomenal and powerful. But I do want to end with one more card, because I said I would, and I appreciate you. I appreciate your time if you want to hang out for one more second. This is a really cool little deck, and it's a simple deck. And it is called The Soul Truth. And so I'm going to just pull out a specific card for all of us as a collective. There are always multiple ways to look at every situation. Our first reaction is usually rooted in our fears and limiting beliefs. Look at a situation today by stepping outside of the trigger and ask, what else could this mean? There's a beautiful feather here, I'll show you. Today's soul action. Is there something your soul is calling you to learn in this moment? Or is there a pattern that is ready to be broken? Walk in the other person's shoes and see it from their perspective. If it doesn't involve someone else, ask yourself, how is life happening for me right now? So that's it. And I love it all. I love all the message. I hope you do as well. I appreciate you so much. Have a beautiful week. I'll be back for you next Monday. And until then, much love. Bye for now.